Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Karen Lightman, director with Metro 21, Smart Cities Institute at Carnegie Mellon University, to discuss how technology-driven, future-focused solutions are imperative for older cities in America, like Pittsburgh. Karen, it's great to meet with you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Really honored to be here. Thank you.
You got it. And how is Pittsburgh, at 246 years old, emblematic of how investment in infrastructure, clearly a critical need of many of America's older cities, can impact communities?
Well, I think, we're a city of bridges, so we have a lot of ways to get around, and like a lot of old infrastructure, perhaps wasn't invested as much over time. And I think we're emblematic because it's an old city. We actually have double the population 40 years ago, and the uses have changed. Transportation has changed over that time, and then issues like climate. We're getting warmer and hotter and wetter. Those things impact infrastructure. So in many ways, we are emblematic of what a lot of the rest of the country has.
Tell us more about how technology-driven, future-focused solutions are reshaping Pittsburgh.
Well, we're really fortunate that my organization at Carnegie Mellon University has been collaborating with the city of Pittsburgh and our region for close to 20 years. And in the past 10 years, we've made great strides in things like autonomous vehicles. We have 12, I believe it's 12 autonomous vehicles that use and collaborate and do pilot projects in the region. We also use technology, robotic assisted artificial intelligence for traffic signalization to reduce emissions, to reduce traffic flow, but at the same time being cognizant of things like pedestrians and bikers. So we have what we like to do is use technology as a tool to solve real world problems, as opposed to just a shiny object that is, fun to chase.
So when we think about future-focused solutions and how vitally important they are for cities nationwide, how does that fit in with Biden's infrastructure bill as we move forward?
Well, I think we have a lot of opportunity. It's overused by saying this is once in a lifetime. But what I'm hoping is that we truly can build back better by using technologies that, like artificial intelligence as well as sensor technology. We had that bridge collapse in Pittsburgh not too long ago. And my hope is that with that kind of an infrastructure, we can use things like RFID tags in the infrastructure, in the concrete, as a way of sensing. We can do a better job of maintaining and monitoring our existing infrastructure. We have some great startups that have spun out of Carnegie Mellon. One is Mach 9 Robotics, as well as Robotics. They're all using a combination of different technologies and off-the-shelf technology like a smartphone to do scanning of infrastructure to help municipalities make smart investments, timely investments in an equitable way.
Tell us more about what Carnegie Mellon is doing in the Pittsburgh region to move the region forward.
Well, there's a lot of areas. I think that the main focus that we're working on is, again, using technology as a tool to solve real world problems, often leading to startups. And we use artificial intelligence, robotics in combination with things like sensor technology. And
So, okay, well, here's a question. Okay, so
sorry.
No, that's fine, because this is a question that I've been wanting to ask you since the beginning of the interview. As someone who lives in New Jersey, works in New York, we are very well aware of the breakdown that happens with our local, regional, metro railways, our subways. Our bridges are certainly in massive need of repair. We all know about that Gateway project that we've been waiting on for, I guess, nearly a decade at this point. So how will these advanced technologies help the daily commute that Americans face daily? Because we can't wait another 5-10 years.
No. Well, the good news is that there's actually technology being used right now. We developed it at Carnegie Mellon over 10 years ago. It's now, it's this idea of autonomous and traffic signalization that uses a combination of cameras and radar to better move the flow of traffic. So that exists right now. That's something that can be installed with very little infrastructure. The challenge, I think, is also making sure that the existing infrastructure like power and digitization like broadband and digital connectivity, so that my hope is that when we make these investments, that we make them future-proofed and not these one-offs. So we can do smart street lights, we can do smart traffic signals, but the key thing there is that we are doing them in a way that is, equitable as well as energy efficient, and are connected, so that they can have that intelligence built in.
And Karen, to wrap up here, why is Pittsburgh known as a robotics hub? When we think of Pittsburgh, Steelers, of course, we think of those old commodity manufacturing building type of analogies with the city. But really, if I remember correctly, some of the autonomous vehicle, the beginning of the research really started off in Pittsburgh. So how did it become more of a robotics city?
Well, we are known for meds and eds, and I think that's a combination of Carnegie Mellon and the University of Pittsburgh, and this idea of taking technology as a tool to help implement change and improve quality of life, which means that a lot of times it's robotics. It's because the expertise that we have at Carnegie Mellon. I think we have 12 autonomous vehicle companies, 4 that are, within an arm's throw of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon University. But I think the most important thing of why there is traction is that they're solving real world problems. They're improving mobility, increasing safety, reducing air emission, CO2 emissions to improve air quality. And that's why, we are the city of bridges, and we have a history of being a steel city, but I would say artificial intelligence and robotics is a core part of the future of our city.
Yeah. Well, I hope New York and New Jersey can learn something from Pittsburgh. Karen, it was great to meet with you. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.